take this wasabi plant out of its nice, safe, soil-based pot and clean all the soil out, because we're going soilless, in a mini tower, start to share the healing benefits of wasabi leaves, stems, the rhizome wasabi paste is made from. So the first thing I've got to do is I've got to get it out of the pot without destroying its roots. Now, I'm in my kitchen here at the lake house. So the nice thing about being in my kitchen, I love cooking and discovering new recipes that I have all what I call my tools. Now, most men that see me using my kitchen utensils for growing, they just don't get it. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just come around this pot and see if I can loosen it up from the rim of the pot and just get this plant out of the pot without damaging the roots. So I don't know what works better, or anything else that I could use but my nice butter knife. And as I'm taking this plant out of its pot, we want to make sure not to destroy any of the roots. This is a very delicate plant. Well, at least the Japanese, who have cornered the market on wasabi, that's what they believe. I know from my 12 years of growing hydroponic and aquaponic systems that if you understand the plant's dynamics, you can grow just about anything soilless. So, why wasabi? Wasabi is actually an amazing healing plant for digestive issues. In fact, I believe that the reason wasabi paste was made consuming sushi is because of the parasites from raw sushi. And so by combining the wasabi paste, it creates a assistance for your body to break down and actually kill the parasites that you're getting exposed to from that raw fish. There's some amazing wasabi recipes that we're going to now explore. So as soon as we get our leaves growing in our plants, the unique thing about the wasabi plant is it does not like sunlight. So we're going to put these in a greenhouse here at the lake house that is completely covered by huge trees. So it's just like it's going to be on the riverbeds in Japan that the wasabi plant grows extraordinarily well with. The greenhouse that's sitting under these amazing, oh, I don't know, they're probably 200 feet trees. You're going to love it. Okay, so let's see if we can get this plant out of this thing. I'm so excited to see what we get. First we that I got these from, this is from the Brothers Greenhouse in Bremerton. All right, we're getting somewhere. Get this out. Look at that. Here we go. Yay! Yes, I get so excited about this. Okay, here's our wasabi plant. Now at this point, you know, it's my kitchen. So I gotta put my kitchen gloves on. Yes, these are my gardening gloves, but they're really dishes. And I just love it because most farmers are men. And when I pull out this kitchen growing, I don't know, they just shake their head, but when we get it out. Okay, so here's the first step. Here's that wasabi plant, and there's their root base. Beautiful roots. Now my job is to take and get this soil off so that it can go into our soilless tower system. So we're going to slowly take off the soil off the top, and there's some little weeds growing there. And so what we're working towards is getting to separate, not kill these roots. You see them down here? And we're going to separate the soil. So at this point, this is pretty compact. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to dip my plant into some water. And this is cold water because this plant loves cold running river streams. So we've got to create that effect. So the best way to do this is by slowly massaging the soil off the plant through the water, because there's no pressure on the root system if you float it in water. So that's our first thing. As you're starting to learn about growing wasabi, one of the greatest threats to the wasabi plant is slugs. And the way that you know you have slugs is when you start seeing little holes in your plants. That means the slugs have, in the middle of the night, inched their way up and start eating from the underside of the leaves. These slugs, if you don't control them, they can wipe out your whole system. And so one of the beauties of growing in a tower garden is that the pests usually do not survive in the tower gardens. And so that's why I created a little mini tower so you could explore before you invest into a tower farm. But also because it's convenient to have a little tower just like this running in your kitchen so that you can clip off what you're going to consume with your juice or with your cooking base. Okay, so let's see. We're getting closer, and you're going to start to see the roots that are part of the rhizome. As I'm massaging the soil off the roots, you start to get very gentle, and if you feel any like cracking, that means you're breaking up the root base. Now, the plant will grow back, but the less trauma you give this plant, the better it's going to move over to the hydroponic system. Now I'm just massaging the top part of the plant, because that is what is referred to as the rhizome. All right, so we're going to take and just keep working it until we get it loosened up. It's kind of like when you go to the beauty salon and they massage the roots of your hair as they wash it. That's really what I'm doing with this plant, lightly massaging off the dirt. Why do we need to remove all of the soil from the plant? Because when you put it in the system, the pumps that run the towers, the water dripping, will get clogged with soil. And so that's one of the reasons that they call it soilless, because we're not relying on the soil to transfer the nutrients into the roots and then up to the plant. We're looking at bypassing that process, and that's why the plants grow so much faster with better nutrient density. I can take my roots and just brings it right here. And I'm going to get a little close-up of what we're looking at. So you're going to see, here's that root base, and there's a bunch of little babies. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see if I could take some of these, you'll see, starters, and actually have little babies. In Hawaii they call them keikis, little baby starters as I try to get to this base, because I've got to get this root base, all this soil off of this. I'm going to let it soak and see if I can find some little ones that I can pull off to start. So they're going to be about like this size. But let's keep this soaking so that we could loosen up all that soil, because here's what I have to do. Here's my goal. I've got to be able to get 2-inch PVC pipe opening. So I got to get that base of the plant to sit 2 inches. Those roots are going to come and layer on each other, because water's going to be slowly dripping down. And so I'll just stick them in this, and 12 of them. And if I have the large, and this is my goal, let me see if I can get this to come up. If I put my 4 large plants in the 4 pockets below, what's going to happen is that root is going to hang all the way down. And that's about a 20-inch. So those roots will hang down 20 inches. That'll give my plant the opportunity to go for that rhizome to grow. Let's see if I can get that at a better angle. Grow about, let's say, 10 inches. Now remember, 10 inches means $200 to me. Whoa, I'm excited about that. So that's our first thing, and making sure that our system can accommodate it. Maybe about here, so that's about 2 inches from the base of the PVC pipe, maybe 4 inches, and then about this much space for those roots and that rhizome to start to grow. 4 here, and then if I have 4 of them, and then if I have 2 levels, 8 little babies, then I have starters to be able to take and move into another tower. In fact, my goal is to be able to move it into the tower garden. That's about 11 layers high, so 44 pockets of wasabi, to help 4 people learn how to grow wasabi for personal consumption and the healing benefits.